Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 5, Episode 28, Prime Day Drone Deals, Mavic 3, and Mini 3 updates. Hope everyone is doing well. Valerie and I just came back from Ohio. We got to spend and wish our granddaughter a very happy third birthday. But I brought something back from Ohio with me. I really didn't want to bring it. I got a head cold, so bear with me here tonight. I got tissues here, so I may have the occasional sniffles and whatnot, but just want to go ahead and we're going to greet everybody here in the chat right now. Drone Shots is here, Stephen Ewing is here, Akarasho is here, Jaybird is here, Matt Bagwell, Michael Wright is here. Let's see who else we got. Drone Views Media, Billy Tompkins, Captain Ray Kelly, and Steve Knowles. All right. Again, you're going to have to excuse me tonight. But we got a great show. Got a lot. Had a wonderful time up in Ohio. Really enjoyed it. The temperature was much nicer up there. It was quiet. It was peaceful. I could not have asked for a better time and better weather too. And it was just, our granddaughter was in fantastic form. She knew who Grandma and Grandpa were immediately. Absolutely was such a joy to be around. We had so much fun with her and with her parents too. So that was a good thing. A little bit of FYI. We had a we had a 5:15 a.m. flight on Monday morning. Okay, I had to be up at 2 to get to the airport by 3:45, and yeah, it was that kind of stuff. That's not going to happen again. Okay, I can tell you that without question. All right, that's one of those things that both Valor and I realize now. We're not 5:15 a.m. people. Well, 2 a.m. people have to get up to go to the airport to do all that. So yeah, that's not going to happen again. So I could maybe do a 6 a.m. flight, 7 a.m. flight for sure, but none of this 5:15 again. That's just not going to happen. And Valerie and I are in steadfast agreement about this. So that's not gonna get there. So anyway, had a lot going on, and today was Amazon Prime Day, and we're going to get into this here in a second because there's a lot out there, and I want to make sure that we get all our bases covered. And there's some pretty incredible deals here. I mean, really incredible deals. And last I checked, they were still out there and still available. So in most of the ones that I checked, I'm sorry, I'm having this. There we go. I'm sorry, I had to do it. And most of the ones I checked, they were still out there and still available on Amazon. So, and again, all these links are in Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group, Facebook page. So feel free to avail yourselves of that. Let's go ahead and I want to bring up the main article here. Okay. All right. This one's called Drone Deals. I would probably help if I share. Okay. Okay. Drone deals to look out for ahead of Amazon's Prime Day event. Okay. We're gonna get to that here. Other deals to support your drone use: Samsung Pro Endurance 128 gigabyte SD card, $19.99, regularly $27. Lexus Play 256 gigabyte SD card, $29.99, regularly $45. PNY Elite X 64 gigabyte 3-pack, $18.49, regularly $27.99. Western Digital has a couple of portable SSDs that are on sale. You can grab for $109, regularly $199. Western Digital has a 1 terabyte option for as low as $50.99, regular $59, and a 5 terabyte version for $118.99, regular $164.99. Sheep has a wide range of options for portable HDDs as low as $44.99. Yeah, and I do recommend having some type of portable storage. It's always a good thing. I have portable storage on my laptop. I have portable storage. Well, I have a big I have a 14 gig backup drive on my main computer here as well too. So those are good. Those are good prices. So we're going to just kind of kind of get right into this here. The first one I want to do is the Autel. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Okay, Autel Evo Nano Plus, Lite Plus drones are 20% off for Prime Day 2022 sale. Okay. Typically selling for $1,099, the Evo Nano Plus Premium Bundle is being reduced to $879 in the U.S. for Prime Day. Drone enthusiasts in the EU will be able to pick up the sub 250 gram drone for $759. In the Asia Pacific region, the bundle will cost $759 during the 2-day Prime Day event. The Evo Nano Plus comes with a 3-axis gimbal. It's compact enough to fit almost anywhere from side pocket of a hiking bag, palm of your hand. 4K Evo Nano Plus has 50 megapixel, 1/1.28 inch, 0.8 inch CMOS processor, RYYB color filter array design with a f/1.9 aperture, offers superior noise reduction. Okay. Evo Lite Plus drone deal. Evo Lite premium drone bundle, which usually sells for $1849, is also done 20% for Prime Day. You can pick it up for $1479 in the US. In the EU, the deal costs $1319, while APAC customers can grab the bundle at a discounted price of $1313. Evo Lite Plus comes with a 6K camera and f/2.8 f/11 adjustable aperture, which lets you alter exposure and depth of field in imaginative ways. With an algorithm optimized for low light and a large 1-inch CMOS sensor, Autel's Evo Lite Plus is known to capture crisp, vibrant nighttime images, even at a high ISO setting. In addition, Evo Lite Plus also features ultra-wide angle obstacle avoidance system and a 7.4-mile flight range. The drone comes with a maximum flight time of 40 minutes. Okay, now these are some again, this is some pretty good stuff here, and these links are out there. And if this is something that you're interested in, you can go ahead and do it. Now, one of the things that's not noted down here, Amazon Prime offers Affirm financing, which I've used before, and they're fantastic. Okay, it's 0% during their Prime sale. Double check, but I did see an advertisement that today in an email that it's 0% for Prime Day. So you may want to check that out if that's something that you're interested in. 0% financing is always good. So that's something that you may want to look into. All right. Not to be outdone, Amazon Prime DJI Air 2S Fly More sale. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that up here. All right. Got the article. All right. Amazon Prime Day offers DJI Air 2S Fly More combo at 20% or $260 off. And you can see what all comes with this. Now, remember, this is not the smart controller version. This is with the regular controller for the Air 2S here. Okay. And there is a lot in that. Okay. You're getting the 2 extra batteries, extra set of propellers. You get the charging hub right here, ND filters, which is wonderful. Of course, the gimbal protector right there. That is plus the case. So you're getting an incredible deal right here. Now, Amazon is offering up a DJI Air 2S Fly More combo for $1,039 or $260 off its usual price. The bargain may well be the tightest resale squeeze ever to put on a tag for that full aerial package. Okay, if you were even halfway thinking about the Air 2S, do not hesitate. This is an incredible sale at $230 off. You may not see this around Christmas time during the normal Black Day sale, but this is something I would highly encourage you if you're looking for a quality drone that's right around $1,000 that can probably give you performance that would rival, say, the Mavic 3. This is it. Go for it. I wouldn't hesitate. 1 second here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to go ahead and bring this up here. Okay, that's not the link that I thought. It's not it either. I thought I was bringing up the. I thought I was bringing up the Amazon link, and it's in one of these right here. Here it is. Okay, and you can see it's still available. Buy new, $1,039. Now it's free delivery is now this Saturday. Order within 3 minutes. Now earlier today it had delivery within 1 day. Okay, this is pretty incredible for what you're getting for this drone. I can definitely say you that. Barry, good question. Your maximum card, it's listed out on the DJI specs page for the Mini 3 Pro. I don't know off the top of my head, but it does list all the recommended cards. And I do know that these cards are tested by DJI and verified that they will work. So it's on the specification page. So I would go ahead and look there, and I would definitely follow the recommendations, and I would definitely avoid the less expensive cards for sure. Okay. All right, this is an incredible deal, guys. That's I mean, I can't say that enough. It's just absolutely fantastic. Absolutely, Oracle. I agree, 100%. That's this Air 2S deal is just absolutely incredible. That's something I like. Again, that's something I definitely highly recommend to everybody. Now, not to be outdone for all this, okay? The Mini 2 is on sale as well too. And again, this is an incredible deal. So let me go ahead and pull this up here. There we go. Now, remember, the Mini 2 is still an incredible drone, guys, okay? And with this kind of a price, if you've been looking to get into something and trying to save some money, you'll definitely be able to do it with this here. DJI slashes Mini 2 drone fly more combo to $479. This is under $500, guys. Okay, look at all you're getting 3 batteries, a charging hub, extra propellers, a case with this, saving $120. The normal price is $600. Right now it's $479. You just can't beat up a deal like this. This is absolutely positively fantastic. Now, one of the other things that I don't have, and again, I'm sorry, my nose is just driving me wild tonight, so I apologize in advance. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to share with you too is, a related product, DJI Action 2 dual screen combo is 45% off for Prime Day, and that's an incredible deal. That's an absolutely incredible deal. It's now on sale for $299, 45% off its retail price of $539. The Amazon sale price offer delivers a new all-time low for the modular action camera. I mean, if you're looking for an action cam and want to get a good deal, this is a good deal. It still works well. It does have a few quirks about it, but if you're in the market for one, this would be something that I would definitely recommend. It really good. Yep, Zach, I got that up here right now. I didn't have a banner for it, but I do have an article for it. And again, this is something, if you're looking for an action cam and you don't have one, and you don't want to pay full price for like a GoPro, this would be a route that I would go. Of course, you guys know I still have the original DJI Action cam, and I just absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So this is definitely the way to go if you want to if you want to get a cam, and it's a super good price. It really is. It's something that I would highly recommend. Okay. Kind of like turning the table and Prime Day is not only today, it's also tomorrow, the 13th as well too. So these deals are good through, I guess, midnight tomorrow night. So if you're so inclined, go out there. I mean, that one Air 2S deal is mighty tempting. I mean, even for me, I sold my Air 2S, and it's one of those ones that is kind of tempting me here a little bit. Now, kind of changing the subject just a little bit here. Okay, there was an article on Drone DJ. I'm going to get it up here in a second, about a DJI Mavic 3 that was shot down. Yeah, you heard me right. It was shot down. And let me go ahead and get the article up here. And there's a pretty good picture of this as well too. Okay, DJI Mavic 3 shot down in North Carolina. Local authorities are investigating. Okay, look at that. Look at that. He hit the camera. It must have been a pretty good shot. Do that. Dan Brand was flying his Mavic 3 above his family's property when it was shot down. County sheriffs are currently investigating the illegal act of shooting down a UAV. Brand is a Part 107 licensed drone pilot, was flying the drone roughly 120 feet above his family property per flight logs. He's attempting to get a photo of Burke County mountains during sunset, and it's all of his drone photographers have felt when we see something so beautiful. According to Brand, several shots rang out, and then the Mavic 3 drone came crashing down. The camera and body of the drone were both hit by buckshot directed toward it. In total, the damage is estimated to be about $3,000 per the sheriff's office. So it's safe to say that the Mavic 3 Cine, which hurts our wallets a little bit more. So many things could have gone wrong, and in that respect, I'm very grateful. It's only resulted in the destruction of the drone. I felt very violated someone would do that to my property. Okay, and there's the owner of that right here. The proper response for individuals concerned about overflying drones will be to contact the FAA or local authorities, not to take action against the drone. Shooting down any aircraft, whether it's a drone or traditional aircraft, is illegal and very dangerous. A perpetrator of this act is lucky that no one was injured, either from the falling drone or missed shots. Sheriff's Office hasn't released any information about who shot Brand's Mavic 3. Okay, that's all that there is about this article. But one of the other things that I do want to say, this is a felony, guys. This isn't a misdemeanor. This is a felony. You will go to jail. I believe the minimum fine is $150,000. And they're very serious about this. I know there was a guy in Ohio, probably I think it was a year or two ago. He shot down an Inspire over the owner's property there. It was in Ohio, Inspire 2. So, I mean, this is FAA won't mess around with this. They will deal with this, and they will hand out and merit out their justice for things like this. So, yeah, don't even hesitate with this. Don't even think twice about it, because you don't want to mess with them. Okay, FAA is starting to put teeth into some of these things, and I can tell you, being on the FCC side of things with my ham radio license, they're real sticklers too. They will catch violators and they will make examples of them, and they actually publish their names. So, and they'll do the same thing here with the FAA. So I do hope they catch him, and I do hope they throw the book at him, because it's illegal to do that in any way, shape, or form. So don't even think about doing this, even with your own drone. It's illegal. You can't do that. So I just want to make sure you guys know that. That's something that's really, really, really interesting, shall we say. All right. Well, now we find out that the DJRC now works with the DJI Mavic 3. And I know our good friend Sean from Air Photography, he's put out a video about it yet. I have not had an opportunity to test this again. You guys, I was out of town for a few days. I'm going to go ahead and bring that article up here. Okay, DJI RC remote controller is now compatible with Mavic 3 drone. Okay. DJI's latest remote controller with a built-in display is now compatible with Tech Giant's flagship Mavic 3 and Mavic 3 Cine. It can now be purchased as a standalone device for $309. The compatibility for DJI-RC has been enabled through firmware V01.01.0000 of the remote controller. The firmware update also adds support to download photos, accept panoramas, and 1080p videos to an external SD card. The affordable yet pro-friendly DJI-RC packs a built-in 5.5-inch FHD display supporting screen brightness of up to 700 nits. The device is lightweight and easy to use. The Fly app is already integrated, and remote controller allows for customizable buttons and dials for more convenient flying options. When paired with drones that support O3 video transmission, such as the Mavic 3, the DJI-RC can provide low latency HD 1080p 60 frames per second live feed with a max transmission range of 15 kilometers. The remote controller lasts for up to 4 hours on a full charge, ensuring enough juice to shoot at multiple locations. You can pick them up $309 from the company's online store, authorized retailers including B&H Photo, Adorama, and Drone Nerds. Okay, it's worth highlighting the Mavic 3 has received many noteworthy firmware updates since its launch last year, latest of which has unleashed the full potential of its telelens, thus enabling the drone to fully justify its $2,049 price tag. Now, it's also, and this is good here too, while the DJI-RC Pro and DJI-RC have a 5.5-inch 1080p screen, the RC Pro supports higher screen brightness of up to 1,000 nits. RC Pro also supports third-party apps, which the DJI-RC does not. In addition, the RC Pro controller is equipped with 4 antennas, while the RC comes with only 2 built-in antennas. Okay, and I think that's something important that I kind of want to stop this here for a second and make mention of the fact it is imperative that when you're flying the Mini or when you're using the DJI-RC, that you're always facing the drone. I know it's kind of like, I'm going to say it because it's very easy sometimes not to be facing the direction the drone is flying in. I do that a lot because of my camera. When I'm talking into my camera and I'm like, oops, I need to be facing the other direction, because a couple times, I'll get a warning pop up on my screen about weak signal strength, okay, or adjust antennas. And as soon as I turn around, I'm fine, okay? It's extremely important with the DJI-RC that you face the direction that you're flying the drone in, okay? I don't care if it's a Mini 3 Pro. I don't care if it's a Mavic 3. Face the direction you're flying in, all right? That's just, I can't emphasize that enough. I think that's extremely important. You guys need to remember to do that. All right. DJI Mini 3 Pro update, all right? Now, I know we've seen many people, and we've heard lately, one of the things, oh, that's good. Sean did a great video on sweating. Okay, that's good. That's very good to hear, Ray. One of the things with the Mini 3 Pro, we're hearing that, and I know Barry has already said, and we've got, I know Ron's probably got some emails, and I've gotten some from him, indicate his drone has shipped through Best Buy, which is fantastic. And again, pardon me here. So they're finally starting to ship to customers, and we still haven't heard an update on the ones that are scheduled to go in August, the ones that are with the original controller, not the DJI-RC, but the original R1N1, I think is what it is, controller, and also the unit by itself. We haven't heard any update on that, although August is coming up in just a couple of weeks here, okay, because we're fast approaching the middle of July. Again, excuse me. I am so sorry. I got an incredible head cold right now. Okay. So this is good news. Okay. But it's also kind of DJI is kind of deviating away from their model, their practice of getting them in the hands of places like Best Buy and Adorama and B&H Photo and a lot of these brick and mortar stores to have it to sell, because normally with some of the other releases, it's been super easy to pick it up at Best Buy or Adorama or B&H Photo or Amazon. And now I know they're out and available on Amazon. I don't want to really call Amazon a brick and mortar store, because it's not. It's an online retailer. But the brick and mortar places have not gotten, seem to have been last on the line from DJI in getting this out there. So, that's one of the things that I think, there's a whole host of reasons that are going into this right now. and that I don't know regarding that. I absolutely don't know what all the ins and outs are of this. It could supply chain issues, internal DJI political issues, dealing with brick and mortar, and versus selling them online and making sure there's enough product out there. It could be a whole host of things that are contributing to why we haven't seen them like at Best Buy and the brick and mortar stores, and why there's been an extended wait. Now, the one thing that I can tell you is the priority on the Mini 3 Pro was selling them with the DJI-RC. Okay. That is one thing that I can tell you. That's why you haven't seen the regular controller, and that's why you haven't seen the unit by itself, is because they were bundled up with a DJI-RC to get all these other units out. Okay. And they're still selling well, guys. Okay. You got to be Johnny on the spot to get them. And I haven't looked on DJI to see what shipping time is. I haven't been out there for a while. Last I checked, I was checking out there, believe it or not, to see about the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0. I just go out there to take a look and see, and that's still not in stock. So I don't think they're going to resupply them. Now you can find them at places like B&H Photo and some other places, but they're charging at least $200 or $300 more than what the normal price was. Hey, Ron, how are you, sir?
Hello, Bill. Welcome back from your long weekend in Ohio.
Thank you. I brought back a cold with me.
I was following all your pictures on Facebook. It looks like you had a good time.
We sure did. And what was real nice was, instead of being 98, it was 82 up there. That was like that was a cool wave for us, and we gladly took it. That's for sure.
Did Val break out the jackets?
No, she didn't. Actually, she didn't. But the real kicker was we had that 5:15 a.m. flight on Monday morning, and we had to be up at 2 a.m. for that. So that was
like a red eye almost, huh?
Yeah, we're not. We both agreed we're not doing that again. Okay, because we slept almost all day yesterday. So that was just
kind of lost a day. Yeah.
I was just talking about how. And here's Marcus. Hey, Marcus.
Gentlemen.
All right.
And he uses that term loosely.
Yeah. About how, first of all, the Mini 3 Pro is now getting delivered to Best Buy customers. Which is
our friend Barry Markowitz received his today in Hawaii.
Yes. That is great news. And, trying to digest a lot of this. And one of the things that I try to explain to people, and I wanted to get your take on it, is the reason that you didn't see the DJI Mini 3 Pro by itself and the Mini 3 with a regular controller is that they wanted to get out the DJI RC first, okay, before those other units. So everything was saved and bundled together with that. I just want to get your take on that. What do you guys think?
Well, they definitely needed to get it out first, because there's some bugs that they need to get out of the darn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my take is, it did kind of surprise me, because usually you think a new product like this, I'm speaking of the DJI RC, usually things like that are the things that ship slowly. I would have thought that would have been the hard kit to get, and the common kit that would have been the one bundled with the RN1. But again, maybe even DJI we've talked about this before, they're phasing out the RN1. They're phasing out all controllers that don't have a screen now. And maybe we will not see another release from DJI that doesn't come with a controller with a screen. At the RN1 may be your last screenless controller.
The RCN1, yeah. Listen, I'm all for that, Ron. I think that's a great idea. I hope that you're right, because that would save us all a lot of
grief. I mean, unless they just kept it around for a budget, like a mini SE budget type of drone. Of course. Yeah.
Well, the other thing that I wanted to talk about too was, the big news, and I know Sean from Air Photography went out and tested it, the Mavic 3 with the DJI RC. And I did not have a chance to watch his video. Have you guys watched his video at all?
I did watch it.
I haven't had a chance yet.
He had a very successful test flight. everything seemed to go well for him. I don't think he had any issues whatsoever. But I talked to another big YouTuber recently, and he said even though it worked with the RC DJI RC worked with the Mavic 3, he said it just didn't feel the same. Like just the screen wasn't just good. It just wasn't quite as good. It wasn't quite the experience as far as connectivity and things like that. Just the FPV didn't look as good and so on.
Well, that's interesting.
He didn't do a range test on it per se, but I'm not going to quote the name because he told me this off camera, so I don't know if he wants me to say his name or whatever. But
and I talked about this a little bit before you guys joined me. Was one of the things you need to remember with the DJI RC is because of the way the antennas are built internally, it's real important to position the controller in the direction the drone's flying in. Because when my back was faced a couple of times, because I'm facing my camera for my workflow, I get weak signal adjust antenna. So then I know immediately, boom, I need to turn my butt around, and I did, and everything was fine after that. Go ahead, Marcus.
Can I expand on that a little bit, Bill?
You sure can. Go ahead.
And I just had some recent experience with that. I was putting together a video, and on return to home, and I was purposely trying to lose connection with the RC and put the drone into return to home, right? Emergency return to home, or loss of signal return to home. So the first time I tried it was with the DJI, with the DJI RC. Guys, I couldn't get it to lose the drone. I mean, I couldn't do it. I walked behind a building. I flew it out about 300 meters. I walked behind a building. I put my hand over the top of it. I turned around so I was pointed away from it. I put it down and pointed it towards the ground. I did everything that I could do to lose signal, and I couldn't do it. Now, I had some with the problems with the DJI RC. So the next time I kind of redid that same thing, only I was using the RCN1 controller. I was able to do it with the RCN1. The way the antenna is on the top of that slider, I did the same thing. I walked behind a building. I got away from between me and the drone and pointed it down. As soon as I put my hand over that antenna, I was able to lose connection with the drone and force it into a loss of connection, return to home. So it's just kind of interesting. I think that DJI RC, it's a pretty strong controller. I mean, from a signal perspective, there's problems with the app, with the Fly app, but the controller itself is pretty strong.
Just a footnote, Marcus, the DJI RC Pro has 4 antennas in it versus the 2 in the DJI RC.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. You're saying the RC Pro
has more antennas in it. Hey, Bill, would you address Barry Marcus's question? It's 4 comments back right now from the bottom. It's the big one, the one where it's a paragraph.
Oh, okay.
At the end, he basically is saying that he did not get his Flymore combo when the Mini 3 arrived today, and apparently the order's not even, he doesn't even have a shipping date when that's going to arrive. And he asked if there's any if you charge it directly, you plug the USB-C right into the back of the drone with a battery in it. Is there any heating issues? Now, you guys both got your Flymore kits the day that you got your drones, right?
Yeah. I got
mine. Experience that. I went a couple weeks without the Flymore kit. And to answer Barry's question, I charged that thing at least half a dozen times, just plugging it into the back of the drone, and I never saw any issues. Of course, the drone is turned off at this point when you're charging it like that. So I never saw any overheating issues.
I've never had an overheating issue, period, end of report. Doing updates or any of that. So
the only time,
Barry, I mean, I think there's a lot of talk about overheating out there, and I'm sure it's real, but I think a lot more people don't have any overheating issues than do.
Hey, Ron, so my friend Steve Gardner over at Drone Seekers was telling me that his overheated. Now, this struck me as odd. He said it was updating, and he said it took an hour for him to do an update. Well, yeah, of course it's going to overheat if it's sitting there that long
for an hour
without a fan. But I also thought it was odd that it would take an hour.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. I know the longest firmware update is when you first get it, and you do that first firmware update. That takes like, I'm going to say the ballpark of 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say 15. But
and that's the only time I've ever felt the drone get really warm.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I was between flights, one of the very first 2 flights that I took, and now mind you, it was 98 degrees outside. All right, and you know that I think was the mitigating factor, because I was literally no more than 5 minutes between flights, and I got the message that it was shutting it down because it was overheating. Okay, so you know, that's one of the things that I took an advisement. I'm going to bring up an article here, and let's take a look at this. Now, this is called "Why Your DJI Mini 3 Pro Drone is Overheating," and it was on Drone DJ. And I want to go ahead and share this with everybody. I think this is important information. You know, let's go here. When in standby mode on the ground, about 22 minutes. When updating firmware, about 19 minutes. When using quick transfer immediately after powering on, about 35 minutes. When using quick transfer after landing, about 35 minutes. This is from DJI's testing. DJI tested the Mini 3 Pro in an indoor environment with an ambient temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and determined a common standby time period for the drone when kept in a stationary state. If this time was exceeded, the drone could automatically power off to prevent overheating. Okay, DJI found this time period to be sufficient for most tasks, but some users gravitate toward workarounds such as using a desk fan to cool off the drone during updates or transferring footage by taking the SD card out rather than plugging it in. Well, you know what? That is ironic here, guys, because I'll tell you what, okay, you probably can't. I'm trying to see it. Here's my desk fan, okay?
This is I see it a little bit, yeah.
This is one of those. Let's see here.
The cord's a little short.
The cord's a little. Yeah. Okay.
We see it. It's a common.
Yeah. This is one of the things that I've done, and I've had this on here because I've always done this with all my drones. Like when I brought them in off the field, is I put the batteries there to cool them down, okay, before I hook them up to the charging hub. And you know, that's one of the things that I did with the Mini 3 Pro was I use that too. And when I'm doing an update or if I'm having that plugged in, that's what I always do is I get that fan on, so there's never any issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, and remind people you're in one of the warmer states in the country too.
Yeah, that is
that plays a part in it. And Bill, those times you posted there for those tests, like 22 minutes on the ground or whatever. I mean, those times are perfectly acceptable in most use case scenarios. Wouldn't you agree, Marcus?
Yeah, I totally agree.
How often do you need to keep the drone powered on the ground for 22 minutes?
Yeah, and listen, the other thing we need to make clear is all mini drones are that way. The only one that I know of, I believe, that has a fan is the Nano Plus. The rest of them, I mean, you want to see a drone heat up fast, try that little.
Yeah, and there's a downside to that too. When I did my Nano Plus update, that fan makes such a whiny noise. Susan yelled up, "There's something wrong up there." I mean, from a different level of the house, she could hear that whining fan on the Nano Plus. I mean, I know that's a first world problem, whatever, but I'm just saying, you know, everything comes with a downside. Now, Bill's got the memory card recommendations up there because Barry Market was.
Yeah, I put a link in. I'm going to drop it in there again. And this is out on DJI's Mini 3 Pro specs page, and it's list all the cards that DJI recommends. Now, what I can tell you with this is DJI has tested each and every one of these cards on the Mini 3 Pro and verified that they work. So this is the recommended list, Barry, if you're looking to do that. And again, I dropped a link down there in the comment section, so you can go ahead, or in tonight's comments, so you can go ahead and get that.
Hey, Marcus, was your Samsung card you recommend? Was that one of the ones on the bottom of the list?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
It was 2 Samsungs on the bottom.
Yeah, could very well be. I can tell you that I've used those Samsung cards in all of my DJI drones, and they work great. So
yeah, it was 2 cards on there, and you found one that has a little bit higher of a bit rate than the SanDisk cards.
Yeah,
right?
let me go grab one.
Yeah, I mean, I think Barry was looking for a personal recommendation, Bill. I mean, lots of times you see all this stuff, you don't want to listen to sleep, but you know, sometimes it's better to talk to people that actually tried cards themselves. There it is.
Yeah, this is the one that Lon Dennard recommended it, and it's just a little bit higher speed. And
I purchased it too for the Mini 3, and of course I'm having no issues. But then I don't have any issues with my SanDisk cards either. So
120 megabit write speed. So
yeah, for me, I've used the SanDisk either Extreme Pro or High Endurance, and I've gotten very good results out of both of those.
Yeah, I use the red SanDisk card generally. The one.
Yeah, I think that's either high or extreme, Ron.
Extreme I use the Extreme. Yeah. That's the one that.
Anyway. And that one seems to have done.
I've never tried a Kingston or the Lexar.
No, I haven't tried those.
Well, I've used a Lexar in a big camera before. You know, the bigger, not the micro cards, but the bigger cards in a camera before.
Well, Lauren was here for a little bit.
Lauren's busy tonight, so thanks for popping in there, Lauren.
And also Mikey's here tonight, and Geeks Vaughn is here tonight. Welcome, guys.
Oh, glad you welcome in, guys. We got the celebrities in here at the house tonight.
Got the big show tonight. The big show for sure. You know, one of the things that is still intriguing to me, and I still see, and I don't know if you guys have heard this or not. Okay, I still see people with the range issue. Okay.
Yes.
And they're talking about it. And, you know, what leads me to believe that I think it's a firmware type of thing is exactly what you were alluding to earlier, Marcus, when you were saying, you know, you were trying to get the controller to fail, to try to, you know, interrupt the signal for some reason.
Right.
And it's not doing it. So I don't think it's any hardware related type of issue. I think it's a software.
Yeah. I mean, just on the opposite end of the thing, Bill, we talk about people having trouble with range. Well, Philly Drone's in here. He could fly the Mini 3 farther than any drone he's ever had or whatever. So he has absolutely no range issues whatsoever with the Mini 3.
See, you know, I've not had any problems whatsoever, except when I flew past, there's one building down by there. It came up with weak signal. And I think there's some electronics in that building. And I think that's what was doing it. I flew in the other direction even further, and I had no issues whatsoever with that. Not a problem at all.
Geeks Vaughn has recommended this fan also.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to do. One of those little USB fans. I mean, it just makes a lot of sense.
Next time I got to do a big firmware update, I'm gonna fly up to Calgary and do it at Lauren's house when, you know, it may snow that day, so it won't be any.
Well, they get some hot weather up there as well. So
you let the heat bubble get up there, huh?
Yeah, it's 102 degrees in Idaho right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a question.
That's
for you.
about 34, Sean Geeksvana.
I got a question for you guys. Okay. And this is something that and I saw a couple of people talking about it today, and I wanted to run it by you, all right? Because they've really emphasized lately, even before the Prime Day sale, the Air 2S has been. We all know that the Air 2 is you know, really end of life. Okay, now the Air 2S, they're really pushing sales on this. Okay, and we've seen historically in the past, when they've been pushing sales on something like this, okay, that means we're probably looking at an end of generation type of a deal. And I mean, think about the price that they're offering the Air 2S, a Fly More combo on Amazon.
I believe it's $1039, Bill. Right,
$1039, and you know, $230 off. I mean, that's a steal. It's a total steal. Especially, you know, it does work with the DJI RC Pro smart controller.
Yeah.
You know, are we looking at an Air 3 in the future, Air 3S in the future coming up? What do you guys think?
Well, I'll let Marcus go, but define future. Do you mean the future means, does the future mean before this year is over, or the future means, you know,
I would
I'm gonna say next year.
Next year. I'm talking like maybe January, February type of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, no. Well, so I was going to say they're really offering some amazing deals. That Mini 2 Fly More kit for $479, I think, or $429.
Yeah.
What did $479?
$479.
Yeah. That's amazing. But even better yet is the little Action 2 with the front screen for $299.
And then you get everything included with that. Not you. That's the whole shebang, right?
Right. Yeah. And in fact, Ron, I hate to tell you this, I'm returning that Pocket 2, and I bought another Action 2 with the front screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
That Action 2 that was given to me is working so well for me that I feel like that's probably the way to go.
Good.
That's a good price.
Good.
That's a real good price. Well,
Good.
because I saw this out, I saw it on a couple of forums and some people chatting on Twitter about this, and and when things start, it's kind of like cranking up the rumor mill and starting things up about this, and I said, I'm like, wait a minute here, whoa! I said we're halfway through this year, we're not even thinking about. I mean, we haven't even talked about the DJI Avata Cinewhoop coming up yet.
The chatter's got real quiet on that, Bill.
Yeah, chat's gotten real quiet on it. And then, of course, the Inspire 3 sometime this year. And again, that's gone kind of quiet on that one, too. So, we're not expecting a whole lot. Maybe one of a new pocket cameras coming out from DJI end of year. I'm hearing some things about that. Right. But Air 3S.
Well, Bill, here's a theory here. Okay, if we're not going to have another Mini at the end of the year like we usually do. There won't be a Mavic 4 at the end of the year. Do you think DJI could sneak in as Air 3? Well, they don't have to say S. Air 3 right at the end of the year, their usual November time period. They usually put a Mini out. Do you think that could slot the Air 3 in there?
Probably they could. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Again, the whole thing with I mean, this hasn't been the only sale, because there's been other sales recently of the Air 2S and price reductions on it, and DJI's offered them as well too. And it's been real. Now, the only thing that's real interesting is they don't have the combo that has the original smart controller with the Air 2S. Okay, that's not available because that apparently the original. It looks like the original smart controller is either on back order or that may be an end of life. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why they're kind of pushing this right now. I mean, they're making a real emphasis on it. And I brought it up a couple times today. There's still plenty of them out on Amazon. Okay. But they are selling, because earlier in the day, when I brought up the Air 2S, it showed it was available for next day delivery. Now it's for like Saturday delivery. But they're still out there. I mean, because, when you see a deal like this good, usually it's like, and then you go back out there and they're not available. They're at normal price, or they're out, or you got to wait or something. But no, they're not. They're available.
So would you rather have the Air 2S or this guy? So seriously, all kidding aside, when you price this Blackhawk 2 out with 3 batteries like you would get in the Flymore kit with the Air 2S, they're essentially the same price.
Yeah,
kind of a no-brainer.
Here's an important question to ask, Bill. Would the Mini 3 be the success that it is, the camera quality, all the features, basically all the features that the Air 2S has, and you got the Mavic 3 with its micro four third sensor. Do we really need the Air line to continue? Do we really need an Air 3?
Wow.
I mean, is that really not okay? I mean, the Mini 3 fills a large portion of the gap.
I totally agree, Ron. You are so spot on.
If you need something more than if you're really a pro and you really need the top of the line level, once you maybe reach all the way up for the Mavic 3, where you have the whole kit and caboodle, rather than just get the Air and the Air. Because look at the Air 3. What are they going to do with the camera? They get the one instead, but they can't really put a micro four thirds on there, because that would be make it too expensive, make it too close to the Mavic 3. So what are they really going to do with the camera to make it better?
That's a
put a wider aperture on, put the 1.9 or 1.8 or 1.7 aperture, so you look more lighted. But outside that, what are they really doing with the camera?
Hey, Bill, how much are you paying Ron? Give him a raise. Give him a raise.
Yeah, whatever I was going to say the same thing, Marcus. Okay, he's money on this question.
Even the pricing right now, the pricing's blurred. Like, it's hard to understand the difference in the price between those two drones now. and like in the sale is probably even to the point where the Air 2S is less than the Mini 3 at this point. I mean, again, so they're priced in the same ballpark. The features are really close. I mean, if you take, somebody did a video on this. If you draw a box of what a 1-inch sensor looks like, what a 1/3, it fits inside that box, but not by much. The 1-inch sensor is only marginally bigger than the sensor that's in the Mini 3. So you're only getting a slightly smaller sensor.
Well, here I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second here. There are some things that you can do. You can do better on an Air 3S. Okay, better battery life. Okay, we saw now what they did with the Mini 3 Pro and getting it up to 45 minutes. You could look at something like that. All right, getting better battery life.
Good.
With that.
That's good.
You could have 360 obstacle avoidance on the Air 3S as well too. And also let's also look at this. We see how people have liked and embraced vertical shooting with the Mini 3 Pro. Could also bring vertical shooting over to the Air 3S as well too. So there's some things that DJI can bring over
they can do.
Like I said before, and I know you guys have heard me say this. DJI never wastes technology. Okay, just because they'll do something and they may not do it again. It's a precursor or a test bed or a trial run for something that they want to do further on down the line. Okay, because many things that you saw, like an Inspire 1, filtered its way down to other drones, and Inspire 2, et cetera, type of a thing. And that's the same thing here. I see, there's other possibilities with this too. For that, it could be, they could make this runtime even crazier with it as well too. So who knows?
Of course, once you throw the 360 obstacle avoidance in, that puts a big hit on your battery power. So
it does.
45 minutes of 360 obstacle avoidance in a drone and a battery that small, will be tough. And the problem, a lot of the stuff you say that would be good improvements is now you raise the price of that drone up in probably around the $1,500, $1,600 ballpark.
Then you're close to that $2,000.
Yeah, so
right?
you're okay. Look at the Autel Lite Plus drone. That thing's in the $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 ballpark, whatever. And the specs you just laid out kind of remind me of the specs of that drone. So it's going to put in that price bucket also. So now kind of like you lost a lot of Mini 2 buyers with the Mini 3 because they did not like the fact that you doubled the price. So here you're going to take a drone that's $999 base price, and now you're going to not double it, but you're going to almost double the price on it. Now, will the same people that love that drone at that price point love it at maybe $600, $700, $800 more?
Again, you look at a cost benefit analysis for something like that. If they can do the things like tweak the battery life and get it up to a better battery life, if they can also, again, with this, include a DJI RC with this as well. That's something else that wasn't in the original Air 2S. If they could do that with the Air 3, and then also like the extra obstacle avoidance, maybe not 360, but add it to where it's going to be pretty foolproof, but let's say not have one on top, but on the other sides as well to kind of help with that battery life. And you could probably mess around with maybe telephoto a little more with the camera and also the aperture a little bit as far as light processing is concerned. So there are a lot of tools.
Yeah, Bill, that's a good one. Add manual adjustable aperture to it. That would be a big selling point. Because doesn't the Autel Lite drone have adjustable aperture?
Yeah, it does.
I think Geeks is making a really good point there, and we talk about that all the time. Is that DJI is so good at finding that niche, and they give us something that we didn't know we wanted. So we see it and we go, I gotta have that.
Gotta have it.
And another thing we gotta take into consideration too, the Air 2S was such a good drone, kind of like the Mavic 2 Pro. Does it really need to be replaced in 1 year? I mean, the Air 2S, just as it's now, it's probably got at least a 2-year longer shelf life before it starts to seem old, because right now, 1-inch sensor, 4K 60 video, 5K. It's still spec wise, it's still hanging right in there, Bill.
It's an amazing product.
Yeah, it really hasn't fallen behind anybody. I mean, the battery life may be a little short for some of the other, but I mean, it really, nobody's knocked it off its kind of pedestal where it is right now, Bill.
No. So, Ron, I want to expand on your point a little bit, and that's it. Other than battery life, if you take flight time out of the equation, because obviously the Mini 3 with the endurance battery flies for a long time,
and the Mavic 3,
and the Mavic 3, of course. However, if you are somebody that's in that price range, and you don't need a sub 250 gram drone,
right?
Why wouldn't you get the
and you're not a TikTok sensation either?
Well, that's true. You don't need the vertical shooting, but it's so much more capable from the perspective of power and speed, and a 1-inch sensor, and it can shoot in 5K, and it has all the intelligent flight modes are all very similar. So, and when again you look at the price, unless you absolutely need that sub 250, that's the one you'd want to get.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, somebody did a video recently where they were comparing them, and it's hard to give somebody advice on. First of all, they're both good drones. You can't go wrong with either one you buy. But both those drones, you'll be flying for a long time before you feel the need to upgrade or whatever. So it's such a tough environment. The money's about the same. The specs are close. I mean, I hate to even pick one. I mean, if I had to give one back, I guess I'd keep the Mini 3 because I had the Mavic 3. So, like if I only owned 2 drones the rest of my life, the Mini 3 and the Mavic 3, I would have everything covered. But if you only were a 1 drone shopper, maybe getting the Air 2S in the middle of those would be the answer.
Ron, let me stop you right there, mister, because you made this point the other day when you were out on your professional shoot and you couldn't get either of your DJI drones to take off.
Yeah. I mean, but like some people said on my thing, and they're absolutely right. You could go in this DJI on your computer. You can go in a thing called DJI Global or something, and you can go and you can check the geo zone on DJI's website, find it there, and kind of unlock it even before you get to the site. But of course, that's a lot of preparation for when I say for somebody that's a real professional that does this every day. But for somebody like me, just once in a while does a shoot or whatever, that's a lot of preparation. When you're not in a routine of doing that, because you do all the prep to make sure you're flying in a legal area. The FAA takes precedent, so I make sure I'm legal with those, but then you have to take the second step and make sure you're legal with DJI or whatever. And I know a lot of people, have complained about it. And I definitely understand if you're a professional, if you're a real professional, you're doing what I just said. You're checking that map on DJI's website. But if you're just kind of a semi-professional, you're not in that routine of doing that. So
that's a good point, Ron. I mean, it's if you're a once in a while professional and doing things, it's a lot of additional steps to your job. If it's part of your normal professional business routine, then that's part and parcel. It's kind of a done deal. But you want to have that convenience of just being able to get out to the site, do a little bit of prep work, and get up in the air and get your shot.
I mean, yeah, exactly. If you had the money, it's a lot easier just to take your Autel drone with you. You don't have to worry about doing any of that.
Yeah. You guys got any closing thoughts for tonight?
No, the fact that we highlight a lot of good buys over the Prime Day. I mean, if you do not have a drone at all, consider the Mini 2 at that $479 price. If you want something you think a little bit beyond that, you got to have the 1-inch sensor. Air 2S is also, you'll always see a better price, but this is the best price I've seen yet on it, I think, so far. If you need an action camera, the DJI Action 2, I think is the best bargain of the whole lot, Marcus.
I totally agree. That
thing is like 45% off.
45% off, yeah.
So if you do not own an action camera now, like you don't own anything, or you own some kind of, you have the Hero 3 or something, you know what I mean? Go get this. I mean, if you already have like the Hero 10, your Hero 10 works, you got an Insta360 RS system or whatever, yeah, it's probably not. You don't need this.
You know, I want to kind of pile on there a little bit, Ron. I used the Action 2 today in my shoot that I did, and they talk about how it gets hot. I was shooting in 4K 30 it was more than 90 degrees ambient temperature when I was doing the video, and it shot for about 40 minutes straight. And it was on the whole time. Never had any problems.
In the drone DJ article today, they even said in the article that overheating issues have been fixed with the firmware update.
I haven't seen any issues with it, so I can say that.
Yeah.
So, Marcus, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, you know, summertime, it's a good time to get out there and fly. You probably want to get up early in the morning if you do that, or like my friend Ron Brown, you hit that golden hour, whether that's the morning golden hour or the evening golden hour, and you won't have to worry about that heat dome. So,
well, I'm not hitting many morning golden hours now because you got to get up like at 5 in the morning. But
well, that's true.
I will be in a couple months when it's coming up at a more reasonable time.
There you go.
Well, for me, again, I want to echo what Ron said. There's some incredible deals out there, you know, and it runs to the end of tomorrow. And take advantage of one of these, guys. It's an incredible deal. I don't know if you'll see these kind of prices at the end of the year, you know, for Black Friday. So if you're in the market for a drone, there are several options out there that are available. If you're in the need for an action cam or something like that, that is an incredible deal. 45% off that. I mean, it's really tempting. Go ahead, Marcus.
Use Bill's link right down below in the description.
Use the link. Absolutely.
Use the special build a drone review link and get an extra 10% off.
Even any of the links that are in there, okay? Like I have a link for the FEMI and a link for the Mini 3. If you use that, if you're looking at getting one of these, go through that link, because what happens is I'll still, you know, the channel will still get the commission for that. So, and again, I know the same thing with Ron and Marcus. And like if you guys are wanting to do some of this, go through our links, use them. That helps us out because DJI doesn't do this anymore. There's no affiliate program with DJI anymore.
Hey, let me help you, Bill. Bill said, just go through any of our links. It doesn't have to be the link for the product you want. Just start with our link for anything and then go in there and grab the Mini 2 or the Air 2S or whatever, the camera. It doesn't necessarily have to be a link for those products. Go through anything, you know.
And I'm going to give a shameless plug for the FEMI X8 SE 2022 V2. Best first flight I've had from a non-DJI drone. I could not have expected more. A little bit of tilt, not much, but I mean, I did my compass calibration, I did a gimbal calibration, and boom. And one of the guys commented today, "Oh, Ron, I got an email from your friend, who's
Richard."
Yeah, and he's getting the controller. His is supposed to get in on the 19th. Mine's supposed to get in on the 19th. Gorilla Man sent me an email today, and his is he said he's really interested in that, and he thinks that smart controller is probably going to be better than the DJI smart controller.
He'll put it through his paces. And Bill, before you close out here, because I got to run because I'm going on Mike's show tonight. But can we reserve you on a future Drone Nation to come on and we'll do kind of a FEMI show or whatever?
Absolutely,
whatever. You know, it doesn't have to be next week. Maybe when you get a little, you really get some experience with it. Get like a couple good flights under your belt or whatever. I mean, it could be next Monday, but just somehow in the near future.
Oh, absolutely,
a FEMI show.
Absolutely. I'm more than happy to come on. So I'm going to be getting it out again this weekend. So go ahead. You can go ahead and go, Ron. So
okay. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us in
Ron,
chat.
Thanks for
all the great questions and comments and support for everybody in the chat. So we'll see you. If you're not doing anything later, hop over to the Philly Drone Life, and we got some big things planned tonight.
All right.
I think.
And as always, guys, remember, it's a great day to fly. Take care.